Hello YouTube vintage stereo collectors. Oh, that's my cell phone going off. It sounds like a transporter on the Enterprise. You know us techies, I'm actually been in IT for a long time. That's my main gig. So I got this, I should do a review on it. It looks like a Star Trek communicator. It's an AGM flip phone. And no, just a friend of mine. I just like the simplicity of it. People say, why don't you get a smartphone? I've had smartphones. I had one of the first 300 Blackberries on the market in this area in Waterloo region years ago. I just like the simplicity and security of it, but that's a whole other issue, and I should have turned the thing off so it doesn't bother me. Wanted to talk about stereos, and this one here, I was just finishing and listening to it. I was thinking, man, this is still fun. And I've done hundreds. It's still fun. Why is it still fun? I don't know. I like the music. I like the sound. I like working on them. I like, using my mind to troubleshoot, come up with solutions. Other people are into it for just the music. They don't get into rebuilding them. That's cool. I just wanted to shout this out to Skylabs Audio, to Kevin and his crew down in the States. You're doing a great job, great videos, and I've been doing this over 40 years. I'm a vintage guy now, and you are on the money. You have the zeitgeist of audio. That's a really cool store, and your videos are excellent. Thanks a lot. They're very enjoyable. I think you're number one, in my opinion. Anyway, if I lived in your area, I'd be visiting all the time. Anyway, we'll go back to audio. There's two kinds of people I find. There's collectors that amass collections, and they do it because they like the equipment. There's a nostalgia, there's a sound to it. Then there's restorers, and a lot of restorers I've known, like I remember a guy years ago that restored violins, and he only had one violin himself, which was kind of interesting. He had like the whole shop filled with violins. He was a very popular person for rebuilding antique violins and stuff, and he was a good violinist, but he only had one violin. And he goes, that's all I need. He's not into collecting. Well, I'm into the hunt. I like going out and finding stuff. Last summer, we had a thunderstorm, early in the evening, and I had been trying to go to pick up some Heathkit stuff that was for sale. And finally, I got a message back, and the guy said, you can come now, it's not storming anymore. He was worried about me driving during the storm. I'm like, okay, so I went and picked up, and it was an AA21 and an AJ12 amp tuner. And nice people, had been in the house since 1957 or something. Very elderly, but he wanted somebody to get the stereo equipment that would appreciate it. So I'm pulling out of the back of the car. My neighbor's out in the driveway, and he goes, oh, some more old stuff. And I said, yeah. What do you do with that? And I said, I'm going to restore it and listen to it. And he goes, analog can never sound as good as digital. Vinyl records can never sound as good as CDs. Oh, okay. And he said, well, don't you think I'm right? I said, it's a very personal thing. I said, we could get into the engineering of it. I said, but I tend to go with what I like. I mean, that's what it's about. I said, it's like anything. It's like picking a guitar or the food you like at a restaurant, It's kind of a personal thing. And these days, so many people seem ready for a fight or an argument. And I'm more like live and let live when it comes to audio. If you like a certain model and you think that's the best in the world, hey, go for it. That's fine. I tend to like the golden age Japanese stuff, whether it's Kenwood, Sensui, Yamaha, whatever. Though I do tube stuff, it's getting harder to find and more expensive to buy, and I'm not really into the high end stuff. There's brand new tube equipment that's very good and very expensive. Every time, okay, it comes down to this. Over the years, every time I've bought something new pair of speakers, I want this, they had just come out, top of the line Mission speakers, or I think the Mirage 650s years ago. Every time I bought something new, I've been disappointed, and I usually sell them in a few months. I don't know what it is, it's my nature. I'm always kind of like trying different things, and I like to work on them and get them in peak condition. And then so when I buy new stuff and I have to sell it, you always take a loss. And I actually bought, a stereo tube amp kit. I think it was a Yaquin, and I put it together and listened to it and everything. I thought it was awesome for a Chinese built kit. Like, they really had, it was a great design and everything, and it sounded good. 4 months later, I sold it to a friend. They're just like, okay, I'm done with it, I want to try something next. And I bought a Kenwood KR33 receiver. That's just the way I do things. It's kind of up to you. Like, if you like one brand or one format better than another, well, that's what you go for. It's kind of like a personal quest. But as far as audio goes now, I also want to thank all the subscribers who have kept this channel going. And when I sell stuff these days, I seem to more often than not get people in their 20s and 30s. And it's amazing how much they know about the stuff too. Like, it's compared, like the old days when I had to go to the library or to a stereo store and talk to people, versus now, like, you can do your own research, and you can look at vintage ads. Like, it's just amazing what's out there. We truly are in a second golden age of audio. And it's, the focus seems to be on the 1970s equipment more than anything. 1970s Japanese equipment. Tell me I'm wrong, but that just seems to be the way it is. Personally, I've had like the Dynaco SCA 35. I don't know, I've had 7 of those, I think, over the years. Bought, restored, listened to for a while, loved it. I found a way to get rid of the hum and the phono stage on those. I've really enjoyed them, but I always move them over. Not finding them for good prices anymore, but I still like that stuff a lot too. I've owned every Dynaco that was built, every Heathkit that's been built, and every Knight. There's none that I'm not familiar with. That's what it's like over the decades. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening, and I'd love to hear some of your comments. Bye.